Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of the My Goals Dot Grid notebook. So if you're into bullet journaling but you don't want an entire notebook, you find it's too thick, you just want something small that you can take with you on the go, this could be a good option. It's just a little stitch notebook. It's around about A5 size. It's got the usual 5mm dot grid spacing. The only difference between it and other dot grid notebooks is the size and the fact that it's very compact and thin. It does have a little sort of extra thing on the cover. I don't know if you can see that in the lighting, a little pattern on it. So it's not as boring as some of the other covers that I have come across where it's just plain black and it could be any old notebook, which is really dull. At least this has a little bit of something on the cover. I should probably get my ruler out just to verify those dimensions. So it is about 5.75 inches wide by about 8.75 inches high. So a very portable size. I would recommend using this in conjunction with a weekly planner. If you try to use this solely just for bullet journaling, you're going to run out of pages quite quickly, and it's going to probably end up costing more than if you just purchased a proper dot grid notebook. So this would be if you are occasionally wanting to do bullet journaling. I wouldn't use it if you are doing bullet journaling all the time. So it kind of has the same premise with a symbol key and some suggested ones for your workflow. I've pretty much, everyone's seen all that before. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you've already done bullet journaling. It does have the numbered pages. There is 58 dot grid pages all up, 60 dot grid pages all up, and at the back there is an index. So you've got two columns. It's only a one-page index, but keep in mind, because there's not many pages, you probably won't need any more than one page for your index anyway. It has this thing at the back, which is kind of like a pocket folder, but it's very thin. I can't really fit much of my hand in there, so I don't reckon you'll be able to fit many pieces of paper. It's just fixed to the back of the cover, which is only cardstock, so quite bendy. I probably wouldn't use it. I think pages might fall out of it because it's not sealed up the top there, but it's there if you had a couple of pieces of paper you needed to keep with you on the go. It would work okay. The pattern is not printed on the back. You know, that dot grid effect is not on the back. It's only on the front of the notebook. And in terms of the dot grid, it is 5mm spacing. I checked it before. The dots are a bit darker than most of the dot grid notebooks. They're more black instead of like a subtle grey. So that could annoy you if you are more used to the subtle grey. And one last thing I wanted to talk about, I did a pen test. So I did my usual gel pens, fine tip, ballpoint, highlighters, stamps as well. The friction pens were fine, use them all the time, so obviously I definitely do a pen test for that. They were fine, but overall the paper quality is not the greatest. As you can see, there is a bit of ghosting. The fat marker pen had a bit of bleed through. So I really do think this is more of an on the go, I don't want to carry my entire dot grid notebook with me kind of situation, or you occasionally do bullet journaling and you don't want to buy a big notebook that you probably won't fill, or if you're just starting out doing bullet journaling, you're not sure if you like the dot grid page format, then this could be a good option to try it too. So in addition to the dot grid notebook, I also purchased their Get Shit Done notebook, which is, as you can see, it's like the same size. So you could use these two together as an alternative to a traditional planner. You could just do use the list instead of a proper, you know, Monday to Friday kind of, or Monday to Sunday kind of weekly layout. So I tend to do lots of list making, so I'm going to give this one a go and just use this as my weekly planner as opposed to the traditional weekly planner. So you've got your top three, then all your list making space, you've got a little circle. So what I do when I have started the task, I put one line, so when I've started it, I shade in half of it when it's in progress, and then when the whole thing's shaded, that means it's done. It's my little like workflow thing, which I find is really helpful, so it's always very convenient when it has that already drawn for you on the page. You don't have to sit there drawing checkboxes or using that Mambi checklist stamp. And then you also get the notes page as well. So open-ended notebook, use it however you like. There is no built-in ribbon bookmarks in either of these notebooks. They're quite small, doesn't really warrant it. You could add your own if you wanted to. You just stick it to the cardstock cover at the back if you want to add that, but I would just use a paper clip or a butterfly clip or some sticky notes if you did want to keep your page that way. The line spacing is very good. It is what I would expect, around about, not quite a centimetre, probably around, yeah, about 0.25 inches, which is fairly typical for line spacing in a planner. One thing to note, this notebook, unlike the dot grid one I just showed you, it does not have page numbers. So this is more of like a brain dump notebook, and there's no index either. So I wouldn't really use this for bullet journaling if you like to draw up spreads, but if you just use your bullet journal for like jotting down lists, then you could use this as an alternative, especially if you prefer line writing space, which I do, instead of the dot grid. So I hope you found these reviews helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I usually post 1 or 2 planner review videos each week, and the subscribe button is below.